Hello guys and welcome back to the Jeenath Tech YouTube channel once again. So today guys we're gonna be continue making our web searcher program or our search engine program which was made in Python, obviously because I'm pretty professional in Python. So up to now we have created, so let me just get the file here. So this is the Python file we have made early in part 1. So up to now we have created the function that will replace the spaces and replace them with the plus mark. So as I told you early in the second in the first part, it's we used that so that we could search the things necessary for our thing without actually needing to use the search bar of Google. Instead we can be using the URL directly. So like that, I recommend you watch the video, the first video, because this video we want it would be better if you watch that, because it would be a bit confusing if you jump straight into this video. So if you haven't watched the first video, I recommend you watch that video first. So today we're gonna be actually be searching the thing. So for today we're gonna be using three libraries. First is requests, second is beautiful soup, and the third is web browser. So what we're gonna do is, after we have get the searching thing correctly, we're gonna be combining that to the www.google.com/search question mark equals to q thing, and then we're gonna be using the requests to get the HTML out of that Google website. And by doing that, we're gonna be creating this soup. Actually, it's not a soup that you drink. Actually, we're gonna be using the beautiful soup library to doing is that we're gonna be using this beautiful soup library. Once we get the HTML from the requests, by doing a request, we're gonna be organizing the HTML tags and etc into a kind of a soup. That's what it's called. So basically it makes working with HTML tags much easier. And by doing that, we're gonna be going to search through all the HTML tags and then get the first link. First, let's just say let's just search Python Wikipedia, and then by doing that, we're gonna be getting the first link out of all of these links. So to do that, we're gonna be using the beautiful soup, obviously, but we're also gonna be using the for loop and like that. Then after getting that link, we're gonna be using the web browser library to go to that link. So basically it's gonna go to the website. So yeah, that's how we're gonna be doing. That's the plan for today for this video. So let's jump right into doing it. So we're gonna be create a function. So this function we're gonna be putting as get URL. And so another thing is that I forgot to mention, when you put like this, so let's just say like normally this thing does is that if the thing that the user inputs contains spaces, then we have to perform this replace spaces function. But if that input doesn't contain any spaces, they won't do anything, because there's no any specific thing that we have set it to do when it doesn't have any spaces. So for that we have to use the else thing, and we're gonna be also print. We have to also do the input. So but also another thing is that we from now on we won't gonna be printing. We're gonna be storing it in a variable. So we're gonna call it search, and same here. So search equals to the input, just the input, because there's no any spaces. So now we're gonna be creating our get URL function. So we're gonna be getting the URL um, from the HTML. So for that we're gonna be putting search. So we had the input is search. So now we have to make the URL. So when the search only contains what we have to search, replace spaces and like that. So the actual URL will contain the full URL. So it will contain https www.google.com /search $q equals, we're gonna put these curly brackets. So what does this curly brackets does is that if we put format here, and after putting format we're gonna be putting the input, which is the search. So what this does is that if we're gonna, anything that's put here will be put into here. So that's what it basically does. So after that we're gonna, for testing purposes we're gonna be using print the URL. So you could check whether the, instead of printing we're gonna be using return. So because most likely we'll be returning the things that we made. So now we're gonna be printing get URL, and we're gonna put in search here. So now let's just search. So this, yeah, so just search hello world. So when you search like this, you see we get this link. So we have get this link because we have returned the link after creating it. But now you see it's actually like it's an actual link. Like if you open it, you'll see it actually works. So that means our link actually works. So like that we're gonna be using that link to get the requests. So after that, next what we're gonna do is we're gonna be getting the requests. So for that we're gonna be putting HTML. So this HTML variable contain this the HTML tags and all of the HTML, the whole of the HTML document as if it's a string. So now let me teach you how to do it. So to do this you have to type requests, sorry, not return requests dot get. So what does this get thing? So what it will do is it will gonna, so there are, it will actually request. So actually there are, if you know a bit about web development, you know that there are like many types of requests. The get request is one of the many types of requests. So get is mostly used to get the HTML tags and those stuff from the website. So it's pretty basic to use the get tag. So using the get tag, and we're going to be going to the URL that we made, and we're going to be getting the content of that thing. So we will basically get the HTML out of it. So now we're going to be using our next library, beautiful soup. So for that we're going to be creating a variable called soup. So what does this basically does is that it will organize all of the HTML that's actually in a string form, like if you get like this thing, it's basically like that. So we're gonna be organizing these. So we're gonna be phrasing this, which basically means organizing the HTML. So for that we're gonna be using beautiful soup dot, not dot, HTML, which is the variable, and then we're gonna be using html dot facers. So basically we can phrase all of it as if it's an html doc html. And now we're gonna be searching through all of the tags to find the tag we want. So we're gonna put tags. So now we have to get a specific type of tag from the HTMLs, a specific type, and that specific type is the A tag or the anchor tag. So if you know anything about HTML, you'll know this A tag. It's mostly used when you're like putting a link or something, like if you have like a link for link, like if we get like a normal Google page, like you see here, you see these links. So basically these are anchor tags, except it's like it's a just it puts it's just bigger. You could change the size obviously, but it's anchor tags. So it's not just a. If you just put a, it won't do anything. For it to be working, we have to we have another special type of attribute to that thing called ref. So what this ref thing does is that it contains the 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 link of the website, or you could put www.google. Let's say just it's here Google. So if you have this thing in HTML, it will give you Google here, but instead of just in black letters, it will give you in blue letters, as well as it will underline it, like just like a link if you see here. So if you click here in the web page, it will go to google.com because we have the ref asset. And also sometimes it's not just links, it could also be like paths. So it could be like images slash image.png, like that. It could not just images, it could be like img.html. mostly it's HTML pages. So like that we could use, that's how we use the A tag or the anchor tag. So like that, after the use of that, we have to get another type of special tags from the tags, from the anchor tags. So we can, for that we're gonna be making a empty list for now. We're gonna be adding new tags into that later on, but now we're gonna be using that. Now we're gonna be searching. So what we have to do is we're gonna be searching to all of the anchor tags to find a specific type of tag. So for that we're gonna be using for tag in tags if. So now these tags were not in string form, they're basically in a beautiful soup. You see, it's a beautiful soup. So if you go somewhere like here, it's in a string. You could find it in the Visual Studio Code is a switch. If you hover over a basic variable, it will show what it is. So actually this thing, it's actually in a different type of way. So actually so HTML is not actually in string, it's actually in bytes, which is more of like ones and zeros kind of thing. So it's that. So anyways, so because it's not in string, we have to convert it into a string. So string, so we use this str function to convert it into a string. So now after that we're gonna be using tag. So this specific type of tag from tags, tag dot get, we're gonna be getting the ref of it. And after that, if so, it means that we're gonna be getting the link of the A tag or the anchor tag, and then in that string, and we're also going to convert it into a string, and then after converting it into a string, from the first letter to this sixth letter. So you have to also understand that 0 in a string in a list means the first element and vice versa. So from the first element to the sixth element of this string is equals to slash URL question mark. So this, so we're gonna be appending that to the URL tag. So URL tags dot append the tag. So what is this URL thing means? So this URL, so if you search here, this thing, the href actually contains this thing, this part at the beginning, and it contains in all of these links. So in these big links, if you might say it, so all of these big links contains this URL thing. So by using that, we could easily identify what we the URLs, and then we could go to the first link. So it's like that. So now we have to return URL tags as a list outside. So now after doing this, we have appended that, and now I will go and put all the things that contain this thing into the URL tags thing, into the URL tags list. Then after that, so we also have to put another variable tags and put get URL, and then we're gonna be search. Let's search. So we're gonna contain all the URL tags also here. Now after all of this, now we're gonna be finally be going to the website. So we're gonna be using the web browser library. So how does this web browser library work? So normally it works like a web browser dot open. So now inside here we're gonna be putting a string. So it could be like google.com. It's the link actually. So if you see here, it's actually explained here like what it does. So display URL using the default browser. If possible, open URL in a location determined by new. So you could even use like these things if you want. You could add those. So anyways, what it basically does is that it's gonna go to that website in the default browser. So my default browser is Google Chrome, so it will go to Google Chrome. So instead of Google, let's just put Wikipedia here. So Wikipedia. So Wikipedia, and if you search that, doesn't matter what you search, but you should go to Wikipedia. As I put that thing, you see it will go to Wikipedia. So it is that's how it's actually, you have to put the link inside. So what we're going to put here is we're going to put https colon slash www.google.com, and then we're not going to be putting slash search because we're going to be putting instead slash URL, or the URLs that we have. So we're going to be combining these together, but since this tags then still contains in more of a this tag is more of in a another value in another data type that's not a string. So for that we have to convert it into a string, and for that we're going to be using tags so we're using tags and then we're gonna be using the second element. So now I will also explain why I put the second element instead of the first element like 0. So yeah, so from that thing, we have to get the link or the ref, the thing that contains in the attribute ref, and then by doing so we're gonna be going combining it into here, into the google.com/thing, and then we're gonna obviously we'll go to that website. So let me just explain why I put 1 here. So let's put 0 here for a second, and let's search some. Let's just say hello world. If I do like that, it will go to Google Maps. Yeah, at first when I was also making this thing, I also got confused as to why this thing happens. So what actually happened is that there is a link that has /URL, but that is not a link like this, not these big links. Instead, it's more of a small link, but I couldn't find how did it go, like where did it come from, like. So but if you put 1 here, but if you put 1 here and then search hello world, now it will go to the Wikipedia page, obviously. So that's how it will work. So that's why it's important to put the second one. If the first one doesn't work, it's important to put the second one or the first element. Okay guys, so yeah, so now we have finally made a functioning normal web browser. So since we have made it functional, a functioning one, so I'm gonna, actually the video is over now actually, but instead of ending the video right now, I'm gonna be explaining what we're gonna do next time we meet again. So let me just get to my other web searcher one. So here, what I'm gonna teach you next is that I'm gonna teach you how to create the history file. What this thing basically does is that it will it's like the search history actually. So it will put, like, we're gonna put what we have searched, the URLs, and yeah, basically all of those things actually. So like that's how it's actually was. So we're gonna be creating, so we also be adding the time also when it was searched, etc. So that's why I have imported the date time library here. So yeah, so that's it for this video guys. I hope you all have enjoyed this video, and yeah, have a nice day. So until we meet again, hope you have watched a great video, and have a nice day guys. Bye guys, see ya.